Good morning, everybody. All right. The market is tanking this morning. The market is. Good morning, everybody. All right. Ooh. Morning. All right. Test, test. Everybody can hear me. Let's make sure this is all right. Yeah, that's working. All right. So yeah, the market's dropping this morning, guys. What we have here is we have CLRB that's moving some. We have CPRX in the small cap world, and that's really it. That's all I really see right now. But we have CPRX. Oh, that is my phone in my pocket that's moving. Let's see. Yep, that's my phone. There we go. All right. Here we go. But yeah, the SPY is down pretty big here. TVIX is up because of the SPY being down. We have Uber, which is down some. It's surprising that Uber's doing worse than Lyft. Let me fix this. There we go. All right, so how was everybody's weekend? How about Game of Thrones yesterday, huh? Game of Thrones yesterday. Nice. Went out fishing this morning. Found out just out for less than an hour before it rained on me. That's rough, man. What's up, Aaron, Rich, Pat, who get this, Cargo, Aaron. What's up, guys? All right, let's get Mitch in here. I think actually Mitch has to make the Zoom to be in here. But yeah, the market overall in general, I think I posted my watch list already, but the market is down some. The market is definitely down some today. And so, yeah, we'll see what happens here. But look at the market. But yeah, look at the market tank this morning. We'll look up some news in a minute. The market actually had a pretty nice green day on Friday, but now the market is down to 282s in pre-market this morning. Uber's down, Roku down, CGC's down. So a lot of red in the market today, guys. A lot of red. We got CLRB for, we do have this one gapping up CLRB. We have XOG, which is up on pretty low volume here. We have CTRX, CTXR, sorry. CTXR up on low volume, SMSI, low volume. Riot's up some from 404 to 430s. Let's see where Bitcoin is at today. Bitcoin is up. Bitcoin is up to 7,500 roughly, almost 7,500. So not bad for Bitcoin. We'll see how far this thing goes. And while I am happy to see Bitcoin up, and I actually want Bitcoin to succeed, I think the people preaching about its stability are a joke. Because it looks bullish and it looks good and it's up and I'm glad it's doing well and honestly I want it to succeed. I'm anti big bank here, but one thing that it is not is stable. But it's up. It's up to the 7,500s. So we'll see where that one moves today. Yeah, I won't spoil it. Don't worry, bro. ZYNE. Yeah, ZYNE's down some. But yeah, the market looks okay here. You're up 43% on Bitcoin. Nice work, brother. Congrats, man. Good job. Killing it, man. TVIX. Whenever the market tanks, really TVIX and UVXY specifically go kind of against the market here. But the TVIX is up. We'll see what we get today. For my style of strategies, we kind of need a downward day for a lot of VWAP fades and stuff like that. So we'll see what we get. But like I said, Lyft is down. Uber is down. So we'll see what happens. But not looking great here. Bed Bath & Beyond is slightly up. Let me know what else you guys see, if you guys see anything else moving. I'll look up the news for some of these penny stocks in a minute, but let me know if you guys see anything else that's really moving. All right, and I do know. What's up, Scott? Good morning, man. What's up, Cargo, Aaron, Mike, Sonny? All right, so first things first, to look up some news here. Let's look at the overall market news. I think that's the big thing here. So there's new Chinese tariffs on U.S. goods, but that does not include oil. U.S. stock futures were pointing lower ahead of the opening bell, tracking Asian exchanges, which closed solidly down on renewed concerns about the China-U.S. trade outlook. Trade negotiations between the two countries last week ended without any concrete developments, and now investors are looking ahead of the G20 International Conference in June and the possibility U.S. President Donald Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping may meet and continue their trade talks. The economic calendar is vacant. For Federal Reserve watchers, Boston Fed President Eric Rosengren speaks at 9:05 a.m. And this is per MT Newswires on Thinkorswim. MT Newswires on Thinkorswim. So interesting to see where the market goes today. A lot of skepticism after China imposed trade tariffs on U.S. imports, and so very interesting to see what happens here. And so with that, SPY is down, TVIX is up, CLRB, and so yeah, we'll see what we get today. First one's first though, we can look at CLRB here to see what we get. What's up, Bill? Good morning. I mean, there's CLRB. I wouldn't say it's a big gapper. There's Riot. So Bitcoin, crypto related stocks are up some. But honestly, what I'm seeing for most is just dropping. Like most of the stocks I normally watch are down. And so most of the stocks I'm usually keeping an eye on are down today. So that's the only thing, is that a lot of these are down. All right, so for CLRB, this top chart right here, CLRB, FDA fast track designation for the CLR 131 in relapsed or refractory multiple myeloma. So FDA fast track designation for CLRB. That's typically pretty good news for these bio stocks. And we'll see where this one heads. Very interesting to see where this one goes. We also have Riot, which is up probably on just positive crypto moves, green crypto moves. Like I said, Bitcoin is up to 7,300 this morning. So Bitcoin is up to 7,300. And so crypto, specifically Riot, is up. And I think that with the market going down, then that's only going to give Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies more value. And so I do think that the market going down is going to give those cryptocurrencies a little bit more value, because as people get skeptical of the overall market, people get a little bit more interested in cryptocurrencies to protect themselves to a certain extent. And so I think with that in mind, I think that is a possible reason for crypto being up as much as it is in general. Next we have Uber and Lyft, both down a ton here. Uber and Lyft, both down a ton, along with AMD here. I'm not really seeing too many big gap ups here. Even if I go down my gap up list, I can look at XOG, not much. CTRX, we got a little bit of a move. CPRX, we got a little bit of a gap on CPRX, and I guess I can look this one up just to be safe. All right, so CPRX is up as their Q1 loss narrowed versus last year. They are a developer of therapies for rare neurological diseases, and they reported Monday that their net loss per diluted share of 1 cent for the first quarter narrowed compared to last year of 0.6. So their net loss narrowed for CPRX. We'll see where that one goes. That's one of the ones that is actually gapping up some. Now to move on, we have MARA, which is another crypto-related stock. We have DPW, if I remember correctly. Yeah, another crypto-related stock. We have TROV. I don't know if that's a crypto-related stock or not. We have OPTT, which I believe is a shipping stock. OPTT. Gapping up some to 240. Somebody might be interested in that one. SESN, gapping up a little bit here on pretty low volume. But yeah, everything else I'm seeing is basically down right now. Everything else I'm seeing is basically down. Like I said, let me know if you guys want me to take a look at anything, because most of what I'm seeing right now is down. We got Tiva down, SOXL down, BRZU down, Ears down, Gene down. So yeah, most of the stuff I'm watching. INSY, big drop. Let's look up INSY, see why this is doing this. Alright, so Q1 results late Friday for INSY made this one drop huge. A big drop. Looks like it's almost a 50% drop. Or yeah, 50% drop. And we could look up, Uber. Let's look up Uber to see how Uber did on Friday. Uber, I was watching this one late in the day, but this one kind of teetered back and forth. Kind of a choppy day, honestly, for an IPO day, but it's definitely washed out some right now. And so, yeah, a lot of people are worried about the tariffs as they hit the broader markets. And so, yeah, people were worried about tariffs today. And some significant ones to watch that are actually down are Apple. AAPL down a decent amount here. Apple's down a decent amount. GS, PM. And Uber just getting hit. I mean, Lyft is here with it, though. But yeah, everything else, cannabis stocks, CGC, Cron, ACB, all down. NBEV, all down. NIO, down. So almost everything I'm looking at that I typically watch is down. Roku, SQ, just a lot of red in this market. And so I guess I'm a little bit more long biased, specifically for the open. I think there's an understandable reason for everything being down right now, but I guess I'm a little bit more long biased. Like I said, specifically for the open. I think it may bounce some originally, and then it may turn back around and go down. But I think at least originally, it could bounce some. AERG. Yeah, that doesn't look bad on the daily chart, you know. Has some support here at 40 cents. Doesn't look bad. I don't hate it. You got the TVIX though, so very interesting. All right, so we should have Mitch here. Let me text Mitch. We should have him here today. He's got to send me the Zoom link, but we should have him here. All right. But yeah, just a down day, just a big red day here. Let me know if you guys are interested in anything today. Right now, it's just one of those days where everything's dropping, and like I said, and when I mean everything, you know, not literally everything, but almost everything is down. What's up, Jay? What's up, brother? Good morning, man. What's up, bro? So we'll see what we get today, guys. We'll see what we get. Keep defensive stocks on watch like GD and HII, especially when we're SI close to conflict with Iran. Yeah, for sure. I definitely agree with that. I think that'll be interesting as well. Bed Bath & Beyond is slightly up slightly up. I think I got in the market at the right time. I've seen the good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, for sure. I mean, and the positive side of this is that, you know, there will be some dip buy opportunities in the market. I don't know if it's right now. I don't want to say whether it's right now or not, but there will be some opportunities like that in the overall market. You know, if you look at the SPY, we're down some here, but we had just reached our lifetime highs, and so we're still okay in the grand scheme of things on the daily chart with the market. And so we'll see where it goes. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with the SPY. You know, we made this big push about a week ago, and we broke lifetime highs, got up to 295. Honestly, I was thinking we might actually break 300 for the first time ever on the SPY, but we didn't quite get that close. And so yeah, some interesting ones to watch just for some bounces are. Right, and that's the positive thing about the market dropping, is because there's always dip buy opportunities. And you know, dip buy opportunities, dip buys, people hate on dip buys because it's kind of like the easiest way for new traders to trade, but it's also one of the more effective trading styles. And it makes sense. And even if you think about the famous quote that I believe Warren Buffett said, he said, It is wise in investing to be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. And I think that was Warren Buffett that said it, but it still remains true to this day. Basically, when stocks are dropping and everybody's scared, that's the right time to buy. When the market's doing well and it's super green and it's breaking highs every day, that's the time to sell. And it makes sense why, and it's a big psychological point that is pretty true in trading. Yeah, I don't know if it was Buffett or Rockefeller that said the time to invest is when blood is running in the streets or something like that. I can't remember who said that one. Let me look that up. Yeah, it was Baron Rothschild said that. He said, quote, "The time to buy is when there's blood in the streets." It says, he should know. Rothschild made a fortune buying in the panic that followed the Battle of Waterloo against Napoleon. It's known as contrarian investing. What is the best way to protect your investments? It would either be just to not trade or just to hedge them in some way or another. Hedging them in some way or another is probably the right move. But I don't know. It all depends on what they are, Yeah, man. It's a pretty famous quote, but it's true. Everybody else is thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no. It's kind of like if you've ever seen The Big Short, it's kind of like the opposite of that. The Big Short, everybody's happy, it's bullish, the market's bullish, the mortgage market is bullish, everybody's all happy, making tons of money, and then they were like, well, this is going to crash, and they short it at the top, basically, and they make a ton of money. Same thing with buying it at the bottom when the market's red. I will clarify this. I don't think the market is anywhere close to that right now. I think the market is still up a lot, and it's still pretty close to the all-time highs. It's not as close as it was last week, but it's definitely not. The market's definitely not looking grim. It's just down a little bit in the last week, which is normal. But if you look at the market, we're up a ton since December. And so, yeah, it's down some. It pulled back some here, but I don't think it's necessarily that time yet. I think that time was more close to, like, if you look at the market in December, this was the time to do that. And, of course, it's easy to say it in hindsight, but, that's the time to do it whenever the market dropped down there. Because, that's a huge gain. What is that, like 20% gain in the SPY within 3-4 months. We got Mitch here. Yo, what's up, man? Yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys see. OPTT's popping up with the scanner a little bit better now. And so let me know. OPTT doesn't look that bad right now. OPTT is up to 254 right now. And it's not looking that bad. This is Ocean Power Technology. I remember it. I remember it very well. And it's a shipping stock if I remember correctly, right? OPTT. But it is moving some, and I'll go ahead and look up the news for this one now that it is moving like it is. Yeah, very low float stock, very low float. And we'll see what we get here, you know. But OPTT had a press release that came out today that said that they announced the company's PB3 power buoy deployed in the Adriatic Sea has produced more than 1 megawatt hour cumulative energy to date. All right, so it has produced more than 1 megawatt hour cumulative energy to date. To date. I don't know why I can't pronounce that. The power buoy has been deployed for 6 months, operating continuously and air free while being controlled remotely from OPT's New Jersey facility. Interesting. I thought this was a shipping company. I guess not. But it's up some and low float, very low float. Yeah, we'll see what we get with that today. All right, guys, we got a little bit over 10 minutes left. What's everybody's main watch? What's everybody's really looking at? OPTT up to 260. Let's get ready to live trade. Yo, yo. What's up, man?
Yo, yo.
Yo. What's up, bro? Yeah, sorry I didn't text you back, man. I was watching Game of Thrones last night, bro. That's like my wife and I's.
Game of Thrones? You like that show?
Dude, you don't like Game of Thrones, bro. If you don't like Game of Thrones, you're missing out, man. You're missing
I
out, bro.
really think it's one of the worst shows out there.
I don't think you've actually seen it then.
I have.
I think you might have seen like one episode from 2011. You know,
I
it's probably
saw
what I'm
two
thinking.
seasons.
I'm just saying, bro.
Two full seasons. Too
I,
much talking.
I gotta question your taste, then, bro. I gotta question your taste,
Nah,
straight up,
man.
man.
I'll
I
tell
could
you straight up.
listen. I could understand if you're hating on like the sixth, seventh, and eighth season because that's after George R. R. Martin stopped essentially writing the episodes, and now that's more of the new writers. And I'll admit that they do not do as good of a job as he did, but you can't hate on the first few seasons, bro.
Bro, the first two seasons were so slow. Too much talking.
He did, Jay. He did, man.
Too much drama. I'm more of a kingdom. Uhtred.
I don't even know what that is.
You see?
No. All I know is Game of Thrones is like the R-rated Lord of the Rings, and so I'm into it. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Dang, don't even compare it to Lord of the Rings.
Dude, honestly, Game of Thrones makes Lord of the Rings look wimpy. I'm just gonna be real. Game of Thrones is like the R-rated, and I like Lord of the Rings. Listen, I went and saw Lord of the Rings in theaters as a child. Okay, and so, but that's all I'm saying is that Game of Thrones is like the adult version of Lord of the Rings. That's all I'm saying.
It's also the adult version of reality TV.
I mean, if people were getting their heads chopped off in reality TV, maybe so. You know. All right. OPTT up to 260. We're just going to agree to disagree there. OPTT up to 260 here. 257 now. But the market's red, man. Market's red. Chinese trade tariffs have gotten the market dropping. And everything's dropping. Uber, Lyft, AMD, The Spy, SQ, Roku, CGC, Kron, everything is dropping. There's only a few select.
Watchlist is just red. Just
Yep.
a sea of red.
Everything's red. Except
So
for
you know what you do, right? Everything red, right? You don't want to find the stocks that have been hit the last like week or two, and now they should be bouncing. What you want to find is the strong stocks, and since the market's retracing, it should hold their push.
yeah,
If anything, pull them back.
yeah.
So I look for strong stocks that can be possibly pulling back because of the market.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Right. I mean, I kind of mentioned it earlier. I think that I every time the market drops, I'm usually a little bit more long biased, at least specifically at the open. At least specifically at the open. A lot of times the market will at least slightly rebound at the open after being really red. And I think that's just psychology. But it doesn't always happen, obviously, and I think you have to be careful using that. But I do think that I think that it's a decent, opportunity to get in a little bit of a dip buy. But I don't know if the market is down enough right now for that. And so we will see. We shall see. What's everybody else's main watch? Let's see what else. Let's see what everybody else is watching today.
Hey, did everybody catch Mastering the VWAP Fade? Great class we put out yesterday.
Yeah, there goes OPTT breaking highs here. OPTT up to 270. So we are getting a break. But yeah, go check out our class on the VWAP Fade yesterday. It's one of our favorite classes. Definitely very, definitely very thorough breakdown of the VWAP Fade. I'll post that link if anybody wants to check it out.
One that I'm watching is PBYI. That's tradable.
Is it? Yeah, check out that link. That's one of our free classes on the VWAP Fade. PBYI.
Yep. Watching that one. ENDP and ENPH.
Yeah, I saw those on your list. I haven't looked at those yet. Let me see. They're both down. All right, let's get ready to trade. Let me get my everything all set up.
Yep. Working it down.
All right. All right, so last week I had, let me see, what did I do last week? Last week I actually think I had 3 green days, right? And then 1 red day. Or no, maybe it was 2 green days, 1 red, and then 1 break even. And so yes, last week was roughly break even, I believe. I think I had one $36 loss in there, right? That's how I did last week. I think that's how I did last week. So basically a roughly break even week. All right, guys.
Snap is on the down and
yeah, man.
Watching
Everything.
that one.
Honestly, almost every single tech stock is down. What is up? I forgot to tell you. What is up is crypto, Mitch. So
Yeah,
crypto riot, and crypto in general is up to 7,300. Bitcoin's up to 7,300. Yep.
It started right.
But yeah, I'll be watching CGC and SQ, Roku, Lyft, Uber. Overall tech stocks. Apple's down a ton too.
I gotta build up some capital, man. Keep following through with my long-term trades. One of the big ones I wanted to do was buy Bitcoin at 3,500. I wanted to buy marijuana stocks in January, early January, and both of those would have came through big time.
ACHN. Yeah, man. I gotta get more into the long game. Yeah, Uber down a ton.
Yeah, I mean, all the pot stocks, you could have grabbed almost every single one of them in January, and you could have been making money by now.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, we got a little bit over 2 minutes left. Let's just get ready here.
Yep.
But yeah, just be careful, guys. Usually the market's a little bit more active than It is, at least in gapping stock. So the market's definitely down a lot, and so you just gotta kind of protect yourself a little bit here. Don't make any unnecessary risks. Guard your account a little bit, and we'll see what we can have in this market. I'll probably be attacking. I'm gonna be watching SQ, Roku, maybe AMD. The moving average crossover has been working well, though. I'll say that. All right, guys, we got 1 minute left. 1 minute, guys. Let's do it. What's everybody's main watch? Also, before we go ahead and start the stream, or before we go ahead and have the market open, make sure to join our public Discord channel. It's one of the ways you can follow along with us. We post all of our new free trading camp classes. And plus, it's a way that you can actually reach out to us. Our goal is to create a free day trading chat room. And so we already have over 300 people in this chat room. And if you want to be a part of that, join this Discord. I'm posting the link right there. It's right there in the chat for the Discord link. And so come join us. Come check that out. And yeah, we'll see what we get this morning. We got 20 seconds, guys. 20 seconds. Let's do it. What's up, new guys? All right, guys, 10 seconds. Let's do it. 5 seconds.
All right, we'll also keep watch ZYNE.
All right, guys, let's do it.
Riot looking strong.
SPY popping up here. SPY bouncing. Let's see if it holds. Or if it turns back quickly here.
Yeah, Riot breaking out to the 50s immediately. 20,000 shares at 45.
Yep, SPY's up to 282.90s. CGC went all the way up to 47, came right back down already. But yeah, the SPY's up. It's breaking 283s. And this is, like I said, even if it's just a quick bounce at the open, a lot of times we get this bounce when the market is down. And I think a lot of people see that the same way. And so I'm sure a ton of traders are just jumping in the SPY long really quickly today. It's a good risk-reward trade, just letting the market spike up. And if it breaks the lows of the day, they could just get out and just kind of ride the market up some. But I think it's a very common strategy in this market, and I think it's something a lot of traders do. All right, there goes AMD breaking highs here, breaking over the previous high of the day. We got Uber dropping, Roku up, SPY up. TVIX is down with the SPY. We got SQ breaking lows here. I might watch SQ depending on what the market gives us.
A quick turnaround for Riot.
There goes AMD. Continues to spike here. We got Roku or SQ dropping some.
Almost like ENDP there, but it already dropped 4 or 5 cents.
AMD turning back around, SPY dropping.
NDP, really nice. Already come down to the day low. The low of the day.
SPY pulling back some. It's still below the VWAP too. The VWAP's going to be all kind of crazy because of the big down gap. All right, guys, we got SQ that could pull back to the VWAP at 390. If it does, you could set a risk at 6420 for that high of the day level. I don't hate it, but it's also pretty extended on the downside after some of these down gaps. So I think in general we have to kind of be careful. Because I do think we could get a squeeze up on a lot of these. Depending on what the SPY does, though. If the SPY starts to turn back around, it might be good for him. Good luck, Cargo. Roku looking strong. CGC looking kind of weak, actually. Kron as well. Some of the Canada stocks looking kind of weak. SQ's getting up there. SQ is getting up there. Same thing with Uber. But Roku squeezing up big.
TV not coming back.
I might look for some rejections today. I think rejections might be a little bit better sometimes in this market. Here we got 64.10. Let's see, that's 86, 96, 106. There's about 25 cents or so to this risk level, so my risk is 25 cents. Yeah, it's about about 50-cent reward there for SQ. But the reason I don't like it is because the SPY is right around the highs. I don't want to jump in this, have the SPY break highs, and then me get stopped out of this one. But it doesn't look terrible for SQ. Best Buy BBY. I'm guessing is probably... Whoa. Yeah, Best Buy getting hammered. I'm not sure. Roku just went green. Just broke the previous day's close. Roku just went green. Zion went green. They're close to it. There goes AMD just turning around here. So yeah, today's one of those days where I just need to wait a little while to jump in until I see something that looks really good. Because if not, turning around here.
Just looking at Tiva, but it never came to the VWAP.
Look at BBY, Mitch. I mean, it's got a huge range. I'm probably not going to take it, but BBY setting up.
Don't like how much volume was at that green candle.
Yeah, for sure.
Not my strategy.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw you up here, Mitch. I'll be right back.
All right. The problem with the BBY is too much volume. 120,000 on that green candle. Expecting Square to come up to this resistance or try up here 64.19 and reject. Looking for PBYI to bounce up to 840, 1840. Risk would be 1860. Looks like it's not going to bounce for me. No bounce failure. There you go. Rejects off that resistance. See what Square does right here.
All right, I'm back.
Mm.
All right, so the SPY's up, SPY breaking highs. And yeah, I mean, this is kind of one of those reasons why I haven't jumped in anything quite yet. Just not seeing anything that looks really good here. I don't mind CGC actually, and actually AMD doesn't look bad here. I wish I would have noticed this a little bit earlier because now I'm kind of in crunch time to make a decision, and I kind of missed it there. I'm gonna take these moving average uh, things off. But that was it right there, man. That beautiful rejection. Unfortunate, but still looking at CGC. Also, YUMC, it's not one I typically trade, but YUMC doesn't look terrible here as well. But I wish I would have jumped on that VWAP rejection here. Beautiful rejection for AMD. Riot is breaking highs and up. So Riot is up some. We have YUMC here.
Square looking strong.
Only problem with YUMC is it's spready. But it's about a 10 or 20 cent risk. And then about a 30 cent reward. Not the best. Unless I use this let's see, there's my risk. There's my reward. Just not quite what I'm looking for with YUMC. Not the best risk reward. Unfortunate. It may follow through, but just unfortunate I can't jump in that one. Not the best risk reward. I don't hate it with this 70 level either, though. We'll see. WPRT. Yeah, WPRT's breaking highs and it's up. It's up to 220s. Doesn't look bad. Needs a little bit more volume. The volume's actually a little low, but it doesn't look bad. It's getting a little bit better volume as time goes on here. I'm looking at Cron now. I mean, if Cron can get back up to 46.20 for a short, I like it with a risk of 46.50 or so. Maybe 46.56 just to be safe for that previous high right there. So I'll consider that. AMD did reject nicely there. Wish I would have taken that one. Cron. Cannabis stocks dropping some. See if they bounce back a little bit. Yeah, SPY's up. For sure. SPY's moving nicely up. There goes WPRT breaking the highs. Yeah, I mean, there's the fade. That's two stocks I called out right today. There's the fade on YUMC. Maybe should have taken it. It just wasn't the best risk reward. It was about 1.5 to 1, so it wasn't a full 2 to 1, which is usually what I want. SPY turning back around here too, pulling back. Yeah, man, it's up to 230s. Looks good. Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to wait for some of these to be a little bit more favorable for me with risk reward. Like I said, I don't hate CGC at around 46.20 with a risk of 46.55 or so for 35 cents, and then from 46.20 down to 45.60 is decent. That is, let's see, 40 cents, about 60 cents. Nice. Yeah, there goes. Look at WPRT drop, man. Look at that drop. Whoa. Scary. Scary pullback. Alright, so we got CGC kind of pulling back here. Like I said, if it gets up to 46.20 or so, I'll take it. Maybe set that level as my risk. Market rebounding some here. One that looked really strong today was Roku. ROKU. Alright, we're up to just about 46 here for CGC. Like I said, if we get up to 46.15 or so, I'll take it. With a 45 risk or so, with about a 60-cent reward, so about 2 to 1 for CGC if you can get up there to 46.15. Big if though. I'm just gonna be patient with it, not force it. While we're waiting here, if anybody wants to use the same broker that Mitch and I are using, TradeNet currently has a sale where you can get the intro package for $350, and that's ridiculously cheap because you have a $700 max loss on TradeNet. So it comes with a funded account with $14K in buying power to trade with. So you pay $350, they give you a $14K funded account to trade with, and there's no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want. And that's the crazy thing, is that if you go under 13,300, they close your account down. But like I said, that's 2 times what you're actually paying for the package. And I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can new traders specifically get that much buying power with no PDT rule for that small amount of money. And I think it makes a ton of sense for new traders because it allows them to trade for cheap and with no PDT rule. Plus, commissions are pretty cheap. If you use small sizing, commissions are like, I think they come out to 0.006 cents per share. But if you use less than 300 shares, they're like $3 or $4 for a round trip, a complete total round trip in and out. And so it makes a ton of sense. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway, and so I think it only makes sense to try to limit what you're paying for your first account because I think most new traders are going to lose that anyway. And so with TradeNet, you can essentially protect yourself and only pay $3.50 while it's on sale, and I think it makes a lot of sense. And so if you're interested in checking that out, I'll post this link here. Like I said, the sale is 30% off. You get the intro account, which is normally $500 for $350. And there's the link if you want to check that out. Help support the channel. We did get a pullback on CGC. We'll see if we can get up to 46.12. Try to be patient with it and wait. YUMC is back up there too.
Oh, man. I'm missing out on this one. The spreads are big, but PBYI.
There goes the SPY's tanking here. And maybe I missed out the opportunity here, but CGC never got up there. But there goes the SPY. SPY dropping. And like I said, I don't think I'm always right with this, but like I said, I thought we were going to get a bounce at least originally at the open, and then it would turn back around, and that's exactly what we got. And this is the reason I can kind of predict that is because this is a very common tale in trading, a very common tale. At least at the open, when the market is down, we get a spike, and we get some long plays, and we get some upward movement, and then after a few minutes, it turns back around. But CGC looked good. Cron, if Cron gets up to 15.08, I'll consider it with a 15.25 risk now. I don't hate that for Cron. Good risk reward at the very least. The problem is that trying to catch it before the market turns back around, which I think it's about to do. I think the market's about to break lows and drag everything else down, and so looking for plays now would probably be, at least a good idea in my mind. Let me look at the ZYNE. It's right up to the VWAP. ZYNE. Yep, there goes the SPY breaking lows.
Yeah, I missed the one that I wanted to play. HTZ. It just pushed a tiny bit above where I wanted my entry to be.
Yeah, I'm looking at ZYNE with maybe a few hundred shares here. See how high I can bounce. But yeah, CGC never quite got up there, unfortunately, for me to try to attack that. I don't hate Zine right now for a VWAP rejection, but it's gotta give me a little bit better entry than where it's at now. I just think this is gonna drag a lot down. Roku is still up pretty strong though. Yeah, there goes CGC. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. I think Tesla's a little bit harder to predict. I'm for Tesla. I want Tesla to succeed, but I haven't traded it often.
Oh, NIO just washing out on me. Didn't bounce to the VWAP there.
One I'm looking at is ZYNE, Mitch. What do you think about that one for a VWAP rejection? My VWAP, just to clarify, my VWAP is at about 1255. I'm starting to get interested in that one, maybe.
My VWAP is 1257, and I think you would had to already gotten in it.
Our VWAPs are pretty close. They're closer than I thought they would be. I thought ours were a little bit more different. Right, exactly. I just don't trade Tesla that much. One that's interesting to me is Kron here. I mean, I don't mind Kron if it can climb all the way back up to 43 cents to the VWAP. I don't hate it, but it would have to do that because if not, I'm not gonna force anything right now. Man, maybe I should have jumped in Zion. There it goes. Yeah, there it goes. Man, it looked like a good rejection too. I just hesitated a little bit too much with this one.
Yeah, one of those hesitating days. Got to take it easy.
Yeah. I gotta try a day where I just take every VWAP fade and rejection that gives me good reward possible. Because like some days like today, like YUMC I was right. ZYNE I was right. CGC I was right.
Isn't that what we do every day?
No, that's not what I wish I could do that every day. But that's what I should do every day. But I don't.
Yep.
But But yeah, look at YUMC. That was the fade to make, man. YUMC was a pretty one. Beautiful follow through too. See, these are days that are good for shorts too. Market's weak. Like I said, guys, join our public Discord channel as well while you're here. Our goal for this Discord is to create a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to be a part of that, help us grow. Like I said, we already have over 300 people in this chat. And our goal is just to keep it growing and to create a huge free day trading chat room. And so like I said, if you want to be a part of that, go check out that link in the chat. It's our Discord link, public Discord, completely free. Help us make our free day trading chat, guys. There it is. Alright, well, there goes Zon. Should have taken that one. CGC looks okay here. The only reason I don't like CGC is because if it does get up to the VWAP and breaks 46, then it can get really, really strong quickly. YUMC doesn't look terrible here. YUMC doesn't look terrible. And SQ, if it gets up to 63.60s, could set a risk at 64.12 or so for about a 50-cent risk. I would have to scale down a little bit. WPRT bounced off the VWAP nicely. No, not necessarily. Mondays usually the market's stronger on Mondays. Fridays are usually slow, but Mondays usually do okay. You know, everybody has been waiting for the open after the weekend, so Mondays are usually pretty decent. Alright, so now we got a bounce on the SPY here. The SPY is bouncing some. You can see the SPY is bouncing a little bit here. All right, so this bouncing might give us some entries for the VWAP. Like I said, I'm looking at Kron at this point. If Kron can get up to 15, I'll consider that one. Zion is back up there. Or SQ. What's up, Isaac? What's up, bro? Alright, we'll see if we can get Kron up there or not. That's what I'm looking at now, Kron and CGC. Very dependent on what the sector in general does right now, but those are the two I'm mainly watching, Kron and CGC. Yeah, Isaac, Discord channel, brother. Go check out the link, man. We made a free Discord, bro. We got everybody in here. Here you go. Yeah, today's one of those days, guys, where we're just kind of patiently waiting.
Yeah, I'm patiently waiting to try to take a good shot. Just got to be smart, find the
Yeah,
right trade.
right, me too. I'm looking at CGC, SQ, and Kron.
Well,
Three.
ZYNE right back up, so don't stress too much.
Yep. I mean, they would have followed through enough for me to scalp it, but it's probably a better move not jumping into it. Look at AMD. Getting hammered here. Hammered here for AMD. Wow. AMD is taking a dive today, guys. Huge dive.
Trying to buy ZNE here, starting to break out. Need a pullback. Need a pullback to get filled here. I also like TSG to break out. That one's a more reversal pattern.
CHK. I don't know about CH. I never really like trading CHK. It's kind of slow. Everything's just getting hammered though, man. Kron, AMD, the SPY in general, SQ, CGC. I don't know if we're actually gonna get a pullback.
Yeah, I like the AMRN. But that one's already gone. Kind of like the win.
I'm still kind of looking at YUMC. Doesn't look terrible there, but yeah, I agree somewhat. I agree somewhat, Skippy. Just a odd day. I mean, the market in general has just been strange the last month or so. But yeah, if anybody wants to use, like I said, the same broker that Mitch and I use while we're sitting here waiting, Go check out TradeNet. Like I said, they have a sale going on right now where you can get the intro package for 30% off for 350 bucks. And nowhere else in the trading world can you get that much buying power for so cheap. The intro account comes with 14K in buying power to trade with. So you can actually have a 14K funded account, and there's no PDT rules, so you can day trade as much as you want. And it's kind of like a prop firm. So there's a 70-30 split. You keep 70% of your profits, they keep 30. But like I said, the cool thing is that there's no PDT rule. And I think it fills a necessary void in the trading world. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account anyway. I think most new traders are going to lose their first account. And I think most new traders will lose their first TradeNet account. But it gives them a cheaper way. It's much cheaper to lose a TradeNet account than to deposit thousands into a regular broker. Plus, more importantly, is that nowhere else in the trading world can you spend such a small amount of money and be able to actually short. You can actually short on TradeNet, which is huge. Most of the other brokers, they don't allow you to, short like Ustock Trade or Thinkorswim without a margin account. And so I think it fills a necessary void in the trading world. Some people hate on TradeNet, and I get it, but I wish I would have known about TradeNet when I first got started, because instead of losing the $3,000 I deposited, I could actually trade with the TradeNet account. I probably would have lost that as well, but it would have been a much cheaper way to learn how to trade. And plus, it comes with a trading course and a bunch of other cool stuff, access to their chat room, and so it makes a lot of sense for new traders specifically. And there's the link in the chat if you want to go check that out. Yeah, just kind of a dull day. Roku's up to the VWAP. Yeah, I'm just kind of patiently waiting here, waiting to see what we get. The market's still tanking some, so we might get a pullback if we can get a move back up here for some of these like CGC or SQ, maybe even Cron. But I think it all depends on what the market does here. And I don't mind CGC here with this 46.20 level as a risk. I don't mind 46.20. It gives you about a 28-cent risk if you can get up to 45.90. The only problem is that if it breaks 46, it may make that big move there.
All right, guys, watching TSG, and Riot. Riot looks like it's getting some strength.
Yeah, I'm basically waiting for some of these pullbacks to happen. I mean, you can look at AMD, Cron, CGC, SQ, um, and so I'm waiting for some pullbacks to happen. The SPY may bounce back some, maybe even YUMC or AMRN. But the SPY may bounce back some, and when it bounces back, it may give us that entry. But until then, a lot of stuff is down, and I just kind of have to wait until it bounces back to give me an entry. Our stop loss is useful
All
after
right, quick
trading
rejection
hours.
there. TSG, our Riot getting some strength. Yeah, it's a little bit of a miss on TSG also.
So after hours, I mean, I'm not sure. I've never really used them after hours, so I don't know if I want to. I don't know if my answer would be the right answer. I typically don't like stop losses, but if I think if you're trading in after hours, they make sense. But I use more of a mental stop than a hard stop, just because a lot of times you can get faked out, and that can ultimately hurt you a little bit. If hurt your mental game if you get faked out by 1 cent or something like that. And so I tend to like to I use a mental stop, but I'm usually pretty firm with it. If it tests it, I might let it test it once or twice, but if it breaks, I usually got to get out. What is Uber and them doing? I haven't even looked at Uber in a while. Lyft, I mean, if Lyft bounces back, I could consider it. But at this point, we're just waiting for a pullback that may never happen with a lot of these. I mean, it may not happen like we want it to, at least. The SPY is steady dropping. Pinterest is falling.
So who's here trading the challenge? Who's doing the TradeNet challenge? Anybody doing the challenge? Uber is a straight line down.
All right, so AMD's starting to bounce back up some here. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of seeing that, Ivan. I do kind of see that. The challenge starts on the 26th of May. And so I think up until then, that's when the 30% off sale is going to last up until the 26th of this month. And
Yeah.
so,
Don't miss
um,
out, guys. Don't miss out on that 30%. When I got my first intro, I think I only got 10% off.
yeah,
So 30% off is a great, great discount. Not only gives you an ability to start trading live, but gives you an ability to get purchasing power up to 14,000. Just more than enough for the share size that you need to be taking, especially with
absolutely.
that account.
For sure. And it's one of those things where it's like I said, I think that most new traders are going to lose anyway, but I think that this gives traders a cheaper option because I don't think anywhere else in the trading world can you actually get that much BP, that much buying power for such a small, amount. And so I think it makes sense because new traders are going to most of the time they're just going to go through accounts like butter. very, very quickly when they first get started. And so at least with TradeNet, you can short and it's cheap. And so if you lose a TradeNet account, it's not the end of the world. It's, I know when I first started, how about you, Mitch? I deposited like thousands into a
Whew.
regular broker, and then I lost all of that in like 2 weeks. And I think that's
Yeah,
super
that's the
common.
problem with the problem was high commissions, and
Right.
we get low commissions on TradeNet that helps us out with that.
Right. I mean, if you use small size, commissions are cheap. If you use larger sizing, just to be objective about it, if you use larger sizing, commissions are not cheap on TradeNet. But if you use like less than 300 shares, they're like $3 or $4, and that's where it really shines, is because it's if you use less than 500 shares or so, your commissions are extremely cheap versus what you can make on those trades. And so especially if you're trading like higher cap stocks that have bigger ranges, I think those make sense. Those make a ton of sense. But like I said, I think it's just a cheaper way for a new trader to learn how to trade. And it's paper trading's not the same as real money. And so I think TradeNet allowing people to trade and get the feeling of a live account with decent buying power for so cheap, I think is a huge advantage for new traders.
Without a doubt. I mean, especially if you're trying to learn how to short, I don't think there's anybody out there that's going to let you trade that often, that many symbols than TradeNet.
Right. Like Wolf says, even if you just use it to paper trade to practice, it's a better deal than to pay 150, right, 150 a month for the DOS paper trading platform. I mean, that's the crazy thing. It's so cheap relative to what most of the other stuff is. I'm looking at Pinterest here. And like I said, if you want to sign up, you could see the Nightbot post above my cargo there. I'm looking at Pinterest here with a risk of 55 or so. If we can get up to 31, I like the resistance above it. Let's see here. Let's see if it gives me something. Yeah, AMD's up. It's got to get up a little bit higher to hit the VWAP though. Um, I don't mind Pinterest because it's like a 24-25 cent risk. I might even let it go to like 25.60 here. Um, but it's got to get up there. AMD is getting up there as well, and SQ is too. So we're finally getting those bounces. I've been waiting patiently for these bounces. AMD, let's look at the risk reward on AMD. I would have to use 83, and so I actually like this one on AMD too. I probably prefer AMD here actually. If it can get up to 65, like I said, my risk is about 20 cents. Nice 53s. Alright, I'm going to jump in with 100 shares here on AMD. Maybe look to add if it can get up there. But I like my risk here because my risk is roughly 30-40 cents. And so I don't hate it here. Let's see. My risk can be right around 89. We're getting some volume here for AMD. But I don't mind it. It's still good risk reward. I'm questioning whether I want to add to it here or not. Alright, there goes AMD. Oh no, I forgot to record my trade. Here, let me record it. I'm still a good ways away from my actual risk here. I'm about 10, 15 cents, so I got to be careful here, but we'll see what we get with AMD. It kind of squeezed up fast.
All right, taking a long here and right. Saw ZYNE break out nice.
All right, there's AMD turning down a little bit. I probably got a little bit worse entry than I really wanted to on AMD, but it's okay. It's still really good risk reward. Really good risk reward relative to what I'm actually risking in the trade. So we'll see what we get. See if we get a nice pullback, but see if we can ultimately get that break under the $0.50, and if it can maintain under the VWAP is the big thing with this one.
ZYNE breaking out through the high day. Man, I wish I would have been able to get that one in the 50s.
Sorry, mystery fan. I gotta do it, bro. I've warned him, man, not to crowd the chat, man. And not to post all the emojis, and he does it anyway. So I had to do it to good old hero. Alright, so the good thing is that I do have some more resistance above me now on AMD. And my shear size is small enough for me to not be super worried about it. Um, I can consider Pinterest here. I think you consider Pinterest. Pinterest is getting a little bit better. I'm going to switch these for AMD so we can see this. Maybe should have taken bigger sizing, but my risk was 30, 35 cents for AMD, so I'm not super disappointed in the smaller sizing. Pinterest is up there though. I think what AMD does here is going to be dependent on what the SPA does as well. Um, if the SPA gets really weak, I think AMD will as well.
Wow, look at ZNE up there to 13.5s now.
ZYNE. Oh yeah, man, that one did squeeze.
Yep. Just missed it there in the 1250s. All right. Long looking good and right.
Yeah, I kind of just wish I would have waited a little bit to jump in AMD, but that's how it goes. Just jumped in a little bit too early with it. I mean, it's okay. I'm still break even in the green now, but it would have been a much better trade if I would have just waited a little while to jump into it. Yeah, I mean, I can see the spot bouncing. I think the spot bounced at the open a little bit, but um, I think that
You
it.
can look at MBEV, maybe like fades.
I think the SPY could bounce, but I also think it could drop, obviously, as well. And so I think it all depends on. Uh, it all depends on what the high cap stocks do today. But yeah, I can also notice that AMD's following the SPY pretty closely. SPY bounces, AMD bounces. I just got to be careful here. And the good thing is that I can give myself a pretty tight risk right now as well. I like my risk in this one. And so I can give myself a pretty tight risk and just see if it works out. We also have TSG getting closer to the VWAP level.
Just sticking around here in this riot.
Oh, you're in Riot?
Yep.
Where you at in that one? Let me put that up.
41.
I think what this one's going to do is going to be dependent on what Bitcoin does. Let me see where Bitcoin's at. Bitcoin's up, so it should do well. Bitcoin is right around highs too, and so I think it would do well.
Just got to hold.
Yeah.
It has my up one, down one, up two, down two, up three, and then let's see it hold and rip.
Sometimes my computer sounds like an airplane. Look at TSG. TSG's right up there, but I think TSG looks like a reversal.
Yeah, TSG was ridiculous when it got hit there.
There's a little bit of a drop for AMD. We'll see if it actually breaks down here. I get a little bit better, but we'll see if we can break these lows at the $0.50 for AMD and break down. There's 49s, looks good. 48s. 46. $44s. I mean, now I could pretty comfortably keep it break even for AMD. If it gets down to like 35s, I can take a little bit off. $35s is what I meant. 40s. 39s. Alright, I took half off there. I'm just gonna let this last little 50 shares work. Maybe took that first profit a little bit too soon, but not really. I said 35s. I got out at 37, so I held it. Now I'm just gonna let the rest work. Because, bro, you are crowding the stream, man. You sent like 3 messages in like 5 seconds, bro. You can't do that, man. You gotta realize like other people are here and they're trying to talk and you know you're crowding up the chat, bro. And you're not even talking about trading, man. And look, man. You know, I just don't know if this channel's for you, brother. You know what I mean? You gotta you know, I think you're a kid, man, and I think you gotta, stop trying to force it. You know what I mean?
All
So we
right,
got a
just hanging around here, right?
we got a nice little breakdown on oh, my bad.
MBEV doesn't look too bad.
Look at AMD's breakdown, rather beautiful fade for AMD. I was lucky. I wish I would have gotten a little bit better entry, and I got to work up the guts to take a little bit larger sizing. But I'm liking AMD. We'll see if we can break these lows here. If the SPY gets really weak, it should be really nice for me.
Mm. Was trying to sell there at 48. It got up there on the ask, but it was 46 on the bid. I wasn't able to sell there.
It's all right, hero brother. Listen, man, don't worry about it, man. I'll unban you, bro. But like I said, man, just don't crowd the chat. Don't send like if you could say like one. You could say like one or two things, but don't just say over and over and over again, and don't demand attention. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. Like don't demand attention. All right. Well, we're getting a pullback here for AMD. Unfortunately, I thought it would break these lows, but the SPY rebounded pretty quick here. And so we'll see if we get a breakout. I'm trying to be patient with it, or a breakdown. It's looking better. '30s, '29s. Let's get that low of the day break for AMD. Well, the market's definitely been a little bit better for fades the last week.
All right, guys, took a little bit of profit there. Just to pay myself. Now we're okay with a pullback. We can add into it.
Yeah, it looks good for you, bro. I like that one. We're just trying to be patient with AMD. See if we can give it that chance to break these lows. If it breaks like 2640, though, I'll probably have to get out of this one. But I'm trying to give it that time. I gotta get my guts back up and use larger sizing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we got TradeNet for, anyways.
Yeah.
I think TradeNet really gave me the ability to expand my share size, learn how to short, because before TradeNet, I don't think I ever took a short. I think I took one short in SureTrader, and it was really stressful. That's one of the things that I think, without a doubt, TradeNet opened me to, and that's shorting. And now I'm able to
100%.
have the ability to go both ways, and both ways is really, I think, the way to succeed, unless you have amazing discipline so that you don't fight the market when it's going the other way.
Right. 100% agree.
There
I
you
think
go.
if you are gonna be one-sided bias, kind of like me, you gotta be careful with certain markets. Like if the market's rallying, obviously you don't want to short, and I do catch myself in that situation sometimes.
Mm,
All right, well we'll see what the market gives us here.
crazy pullback there. I'm right when I was about to sell a little bit more shares.
Oh wow,
Right
I
when I
didn't
was going
know.
to sell at 52, it just got knocked down to 43.
Bitcoin. Let me look at it. I mean,
It's just
somebody
a
that's somebody unloading shoes. Yeah.
yeah. Someone unloaded it quicker than I did.
Yeah.
Got to be quicker than that. I would have liked to have taken a little bit more there. Would have had like $50 or $60 already.
Yeah, honestly, I'm kind of bummed out that AMD is squeezing back up. I'm gonna give it this chance, but I got out. I don't want to let it test the $0.50. I could maybe add to it, and if it gets back up to the VWAP, I'll consider adding to it. But I don't want to get caught in this squeeze up over the $0.50. It's a small gain
Right.
today. We'll see if we can find anything else.
Mainly watching this on the 5 minute now.
Yeah, I could throw you
symmetrical triangle pattern on the 5 minute.
Maybe AMD faked me out, but green is good. I'll take it. Looking at CGC now. While we're waiting here, y'all, make sure to join our public Discord channel. Like I said, our goal for this Discord is to create a free day trading chat room. And so if you want to be a part of that, like I said, we already have over 300 people in this Discord. If you want to be a part of that, check out that Discord link. Like I said, we're trying to create a free day trading chat room here, guys. So check out that link if you want to be a part of it. And like I said, really, if we can get... See, there goes AMD squeezing up to 47. So I'm glad I got out when I did. I think it was the right move. But if we can get this Discord up to like 1,000 or more people, then it can really be a free day trading chat for traders to take advantage of. And so that's the goal. Right now we're over 300. Market's starting to rally a little bit. Welcome to the team, Dell. Also, guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Mitch and I day trade live on stream every weekday. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Plus, we've been putting out a lot of free day trading content, guys. I think we're one of the only ones in the trading world. We're putting out... Let's see what we got here. I think we have at this point... I really think we have... We have 9 free classes that... Even what we have up already, it's probably around, I would say 8 or 9 hours of classes right now, maybe 7 or 8 hours of classes in our free trading camp, playlist on YouTube. And so I'll post that link here as well. Like I said, our goal is to create a free day trading chat, or our goal is to create a free trading community that revolves around everything being free. And so go check out this link if you want to check that out, guys. It's like I said, it's the first video in our free trading camp playlist, and we have 7 or 8 at this point, and each of them are roughly 30 minutes to an hour long. We got a bunch of different classes on. Let's see what they're on. Calculating risk reward, understanding gaps, building a trading plan, VWAP strategies, all day faders, VWAP bounce breakdown, finding consistency, bull flags, and the VWAP fade is what our classes are on. So a lot of good content here, completely free.
Yep, definitely.
Go check that out. Hit that
The
subscribe
last
button.
class if you like the VWAP fade.
Yeah, for sure.
It's definitely our most successful strategy, and we tend to talk about it often.
Yep. It's the one I used today. I had a nice green trade on AMD from the VWAP fade. So I just posted the link. So look at the link above Nightbot. So here, I'm going to delete this. And look at the link above that, Ivan. That is the first class in the playlist, and we have 9 classes uploaded. So 9 classes. So we're uploading everything for free. And we still have hours and hours and hours of classes to upload. We're going to upload another one tonight at 6 p.m. or 5:45 Central Standard Time. And so yeah, we're uploading as many as we can. We've been trying to do one a day, but since it's so much content, it's just a lot of editing work. And so sometimes we're going to have to skip a day or so, but we're trying to put it out there as fast as we can. But yeah, there's the link right there. OPTT.
What I really like about my trade is that regardless of the way it goes, if you look at the 5-minute symmetrical triangle, our entries right on the bottom trend line is where you want to be if you're longing this chart, and you give yourself the best probability and the best risk to reward in the pattern. And that's all you can do as a trader.
Right. It really is. That's all you can do. That's all you can focus on, really. Is just giving yourself the best chance of success. And sometimes it's not always going to work. But when it does, it does. And that's the big thing. When it does, that should be enough to compensate for any losses you make if you're using the right risk-reward levels.
100%.
All right, AMD's back up to the VWAP. See, I'm glad I got out of it on AMD, but I could consider adding here. It all just depends on what the market does right now. Like for instance, if the market's back up to the VWAP, and I think that's going to cause a bullish sentiment, especially if the market breaks. And I think the market is down so much already that you got to be careful. And it's something I talked about last week, is that if you are going short and your goal is to take advantage of the market dropping, if you wait too long, the market will rebound and you'll get squeezed out of your short position. And so the best time to attack at least opening short plays is obviously when the market breaks the low of the day, because usually that's the best time after it significantly breaks the low of the day, like when the SPY, for instance, broke down under 282.50 today. that should have been a good time for shorts because that's when the market's dropping significantly. If you wait too long and you start shorting stuff when the market is extended on the downside, there's a pretty good chance that the market's going to quickly rebound and squeeze you out. And that's happened a lot, and you have to be understanding of that and try to enter your positions and get out at the opportune times, if that makes sense.
Oh, there you go. Let's see if some volume jumps in here and right, and then the stock follows the breakout.
All right, so the SPY is back up to the VWAP.
Yep.
So is AMD.
The cannabis stocks are making their way, if not at VWAP.
Let's see.
You got ACB at VWAP, Cron making its way up,
CGC. Yeah.
APHA making its way up. Let's go blockchain. Montana got it on point. That's that symmetrical triangle. Let's see what happens with it.
All right, so the SPY pulled back a little bit. AMD's dropping with that. I'm gonna maybe look to get in something else, which is not usually what I do, but with only a $17 gain today, if some of these set up, I might consider taking them. Let me see here. Yeah, just let me know, bitch, once you plan to get something. I'm watching CGC pretty closely here.
Don't like that last 1 minute candle. So got to really be paying attention here. We need it bouncing back to VWAP.
Go go GOGO pushing up.
There's MVEV turning back down. It's an option. Made that 3 moves trying to pass 516. So that would be the risk right now.
I don't hate AMD with that previous high as my risk, but I think it's a little bit too late for that one. And I think that a lot of these aren't going to actually make it back there. Riot's tradable for us, huh?
Without a doubt.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, you see, not all penny stocks are restricted. Um, what I've seen is mainly it's about volume. If it has daily volume over 1 million, it kind of starts getting into that sweet spot where TradeNet will add them. There's a couple of them that you could trade today: ENDP, ENPH, Riot. Those are penny stocks right there.
Yep. ENPH had some good fades too. Yeah, I don't know if CGC is going to give me the fade. I was looking for it. SPA's fading nicely off the view up.
Okay, now that we see this green candle kind of turn around, we want to see it get some momentum. Momentum is what, guys? Volume. That's what we want to see come into stock here. Some big shares get added in here at 45, 46. Give it that push to the 50. We all know how that $0.50 works. Gives it that momentum, and then it can push on through, get through the 460s. Let's see what happens. It's going to definitely give an attempt here. And if it fails, we probably are going to hold break even on the rest of these. Here comes a little lift. As it moves the VWAP, you want to see shares increase. There's some shares by the algorithmic traders, those 100 shares. There's some shares in the 42s. Just going to get a lift here.
Lift is right there. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of looking at. I'm right there with you.
HTZ, turn around.
AMD is looking more like a symmetrical triangle on AMD. But yeah, Riot's definitely a symmetrical triangle looking thing here.
Yeah, it's symmetrical as it gets. And so what you can do with these is you can trade them short or long. The only thing that matters is where your entry is. So you don't want your entry being at the top if you're longing, and you don't want your entry being at the bottom if you're shorting. Reason why, when the trade goes against you, it's usually going to be big. It's going to be the full range of what the stock's been doing, and you don't want to be holding your risk level at a full range.
Right.
You hold your risk level at that full range, and it's usually going to be way too high. Your risk to reward doesn't make sense, and the trade is not viable. These are the times where you got to be patient. A lot of people would just take this trade off, take the $46 and leave. But the only thing I can do is set a plan, stick to a plan, and trade process. That's really what we try to teach in our class. It's teaching you the process of using risk management and learning how to use risk and reward to get you in the best probabilistic opportunities.
Right. I'll post a class, like one of my favorite classes at least is called Building a Trading Plan. and it goes over and uses examples on how specifically uh, to build that plan in each trade. It has to do with risk reward. Where's what the range of the stock is, what the long term chart is telling you, and so that's one of our favorite classes. And so I'll post that link here as well if anybody wants to see the class on building a trading plan.
Yeah, there's really nothing like starting to stick to a plan. When you start seeing your results match your plan, then you get a completely new ball game. You are able to use your mathematical advantage to give you that edge. And that's really what we're all looking for. We just need an edge in the market.
CGC's dropping. I don't know if it's gonna actually give me. I'm looking at Lyft as well though. Lyft and CGC, maybe Cron, depending on what Cron's doing, but I don't think Cron's gonna actually get up there. AMD, I like AMD because it's got a very finite or a very specific concrete risk area at like 78 or so.
Right. This next minute is going to be very, very vital in this riot trade. You want to see it open next candle higher or right above and then shoot up to the 50. Same thing on the 5 minute candle. You want it to open higher and then move up. There you go. We got that open higher. And now you want to see the volume come in and the tick go up.
All right, I'm gonna consider getting an AMD here. Getting back in AMD.
All right, let's see how this reacts here. There you go, touch.
All right, I'm back in AMD here. 100 shares. We'll see if it pulls back here. If not, I've gotten enough profits on the day to not be worried about it at all. And we'll see if we get a bigger gain here, if we can break under the 2650 level.
There you go, got picked up there. 17 fives. So 1,700 shares going through there at 45. 2,700 shares at 44. Now just finish the job. Rip through that 48, get to the 50s, see it stack.
There's 53s.
There's 48s. Looking good for me. All you can do is just stick to your reward points now. Don't get greedy. Know where you want to take your profit and let it go to those points. Montana, that TTM squeeze indicator. Oh, here we go. Getting that volume. 6,000 shares at 451. That's what I wanted to see. That shows great strength. Looking
Yeah.
like we might get this breakout right here.
Yeah, let me draw. So what's your entry, Mitch? What's your average? Sorry.
Average is 41.
Okay, so Mitch's average is right here, guys. Right there at 40, 41.
Definitely saw some share size jump right there. Pull back to VWAP. Let's see if it holds this. Opens up a new candle and rips.
All right, I got to be careful here because AMD is squeezing up. Um,
All right, got to be smart here. The squeeze indicator uses an ability to measure volume, RSI, and other overlap. What's it going to give you is kind of oversold, overbought.
yep. It's gonna tell you how
Indicators can
extension, how
get
the
very
extension.
confusing or very simple. At the end, there's not one indicator that is the almighty. Because if there was, trust me, I would have found it by now.
I like the VWAP. I think the VWAP is probably the better. Like at least it's all subjective. It all depends. It all varies from person to person. Some people are gonna like certain indicators better,
I
but
think it is what it is. You got to
right,
remember what the word is, indicator. It just
right,
indicates. It doesn't
sure,
mean that it's going to be 100% right.
good or bad, right. The market is squeezing back up here, which is squeezing AMD up. But like I said, I've already got some profits on the day, so like it's not going to be a losing day. Um,
All right. Same thing for me. I'm going to hold a 1 cent risk with this. Worst comes to worst, we don't get a breakout.
Squeeze up on AMD. If it breaks that 80 level, I'll just get out break even.
Yeah, MU looking strong, AMAT looking strong.
Yeah, SPY rebounding is what's going on. SPY's back up to 282s.
All you can do is give yourself enough chance.
Yep.
Find out right here. If I either get a nice win today or just break even on the rest and get out.
SPY coming back down. It's dragging these back down some.
Pushing up. Push the ass to 49. Let's see if that just gets filled. So what you're looking on the time and sales, if you were in my trade, you'd be looking for sales in the 49s coming up on the time and sales, not the level two. The level two just shows you orders that are out and about. And when they disappear, it doesn't mean that it actually was taken. You
Market
want to
is
match it with the time and sales.
the market's getting
That's how
hit,
you
guys.
start winning that level two.
Look at the market get hit right here. It's coming right back down to the lows here. Um,
Everything got hit hard right there.
right. Well, the market
Everything
just
just
got
went
slammed.
green, slammed red.
Yeah, man, the market just got slammed down there. Let's see if it breaks the lows here.
MBV, interesting.
A lot of times when this happens, it rebounds right back. You know, I've noticed that about the market. That well,
ACB, right back. Yeah, it does a panic move.
right,
Let's all the people that were trying to scout jump in,
right,
and then all of a sudden, swoop, takes
back
that
down,
volume right back.
right. And that's I see that happen a ton. And so,
The
you
market's
know,
savage.
yeah, man. Montana said, "Bro, what's your target for Riot?"
The target, first target is going to be this high day, 460, and then a little bit higher, it's 465s, 470s. That really depends on the amount of volume that's going to jump in there for the second profit. But first profit should be up there near that higher day.
All right, so we're getting another drop down to the 52s here,
There you go.
51s.
Good volume right there. 5,000 shares at 48. Reason that looks good is that it's underneath the pricing now. So now that volume and pressure is actually below the stock, giving it some lift. Here comes 51s.
All right, so let's see if AMD can break under the $0.50 here. I think the market's trying to do the same. There's the break, and so this should drop AMD some more here as well, I think. But they don't follow each other perfectly, but they follow each other close enough to use the SPY as a somewhat reliable indicator. Pairs. So there's 52s. SPY dropping back down. Some more here.
There you go. Got a rip.
Yep. I think the market dropping should help Bitcoin as well.
There you go. Up there to 455s, 454s. Just want to let it rip a little bit more, and then I'll take some profit.
I'm just looking for a quick breakdown under this $0.50.
Came in there at 451, 16,000 shares. See, this gives it some lift.
Market tanking. I'm just looking for a quick breakdown under this $0.50 so I can maybe take half off here and then let the rest go. But at this point, I can keep it roughly break even now, really. But the SPY dropping some, getting weak, should help both of our trades, I think. Hey, green is good, Montana. You know, green is good, brother.
Having a little trouble in these 455s. Got to stick to the trade now. Everything about me. This is a great opportunity to learn. You know, this is the point where everything about you, usually in a trade, wants you to rush towards profit. Yeah, I have $118 right now. If I just capture it, boom, it's done. But that's not the way we trade. We trade on a system. And sometimes it's hard to abide by the system, but you got to make a decision. Either you're a systematic trader or you're going to be a gambler. And you're going to take sometimes the trades off, you're going to take sometimes the trade on, and you're just going to be inconsistent with your decision making.
So here goes the SPY rebounding some. I got to be very
There's
careful.
no need to rush towards profit, Montana.
All right, I got out of AMD. SPY squeezing up like it is. I just figured I'm going to keep it green. It broke my break-even spot, so I got out for roughly break-even. Looks like it was the right move. There goes AMD squeezing up to 65s.
That's how it is.
No, I mean, I'm still green on the day slightly, so I'm not super upset about it. It'll be all right.
As long as you stick to the plan, when you're done with the day, you're going to be happy with yourself.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
When we don't stick to the plan, when we don't stick to our system, that regardless of the result, you should be upset.
Yeah. There goes AMD squeezing up, so I think it was the right move.
Got to give yourself an ability to stay in your planned attack. My hands are literally off the keyboard. Reason being, I don't want to sell early. If I sell early, I don't follow my plan.
Right. That's one of the hardest things to do as a trader as well.
It's so hard, it's so difficult. Once you get it though, and you start seeing that if you do stick to it, the results help you because it helps you with accuracy, it helps you with risk and reward, it helps you with confidence, and it also helps you with the best thing, creating a system, a process.
All right, there we go. I got you pulled up.
Everything inside of me says, run, run, take that 166. But no, stay calm, cool, collected, know how you trade. All right, gonna sell some into this. All right, sold 500 shares right there. There you go, guys. Now we got $109 realized. No matter what, we're gonna have $100 day, and that's what we want to do as a trader. Now we set ourselves up. We're up $225. Still have 700 shares left. Looking to take some off at 465. I'm going to put an order to sell 400 of my shares at 464, which is 1 cent before high of day. That's how you want to trade.
Yep.
Sorry, I don't really want to point it out, Montana, but this is why we can't just focus on just our subjectiveness in the trade. You got to stay with the plan, your original plan.
100%.
Best part is, bought this at the support.
I like the resistance above AMD now. I might jump back into it with another 100 shares. It's built up a lot of resistance above it, one at 2670 and one at 2678. And so I'm considering getting in back short. If I can get in right around here and the market looks weak, I think it'll be beneficial for me. But I just like the mini resistances above it. I'm not sure if I want to
Oh,
quite
look
yet.
at that level two stack up. All the four orders at 460. Whole bunch of orders at 460. You're gonna watch how the level two gets cleared out. You're gonna see the sizing. The 112s and the 148 just start getting knocked down. It's gonna go to 70s, to 60s, to 20s. Boom, disappear.
All right, so I'm back in AMD with 100 shares again, same spot.
What
Only
I
reason
love
I'm
is
doing
the
it.
5 minute chart. 5 minute chart is beautiful. If you're looking at my screen, I'm putting this little purple dot to show my wrist spot, and now I can just let the trade work.
Yep. Yeah, you're up, brother.
Let it flex. Just work into the system. There you go. You saw that 104 just get swept. Look at all the time and sales volume. It's exactly what we want to see. 62s. About to get to the higher day touch.
Yeah, right. Looks good for you, bro.
Yeah, a little pullback there, but it's fine. Just let it keep working.
Nice job scaling out, brother. Are
Yeah, I
you
wanted to
recording
keep,
this one, man?
of course.
Okay, good. You gotta do your little Mitch's recap for this one, man.
Yeah, man. Gonna put out the new intro today. Stay tuned. See, most people rush to profit again here at 59.60s. Yeah, it gives me more money, locks down money, but just stick to a plan, regardless of whatever happens. And if you do that with every trade, you're going to be much better off.
Yeah, it's late in the morning, addedly. Usually everybody, like, most of the time, the stream closes down at 10:30 market time or so, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. We're letting it go a little bit longer today, and usually people kind of start leaving after a certain point. So we had a hundred and something here earlier, like 150 or 160 here earlier. So
So you'll pull back coming to 53s. We want to see it hold VWAP and then continue on the trend that it's making.
there's 49s. I took half off of my AMD trade. I'm just gonna let the rest work now. See if we can get a bigger breakdown to that low of the day.
Set it.
All right, we're down to 45s. Looking much better. 43s. Yeah, just to show you guys, see, this is it's small relative to Mitch's, but I was able to come back with this last one. I liked AMD, and it ended up working. Just gonna let the rest go here, but gonna give it that time to see if it actually hits the low. The SPY's breaking lows here today, right now. So the SPY's cracking the lows, and that's what's ultimately dragging AMD down. That's what I kind of saw in it in the first place, was the SPY possibly breaking down, and that should drag this one down as well. See what happens with the SPY here. I think that's going to dictate what happens with a lot of these. But yeah, we're definitely keeping it a little bit later today. Usually we close down about 40 minutes ago, but I don't mind letting it ride here. Mitch is in a good trade. All right, just to do this though, because I'm about to exit this one most likely for. Let me pull Mitch down really quick while I exit this one, and then you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, I got out of this one, so roughly $30 gain today. I'll definitely take it. I'm gonna put Mitch back up now. There we go.
All right. Now that we got a 5 minute low there, don't want it to get underneath 49 here. Want it to hold 50 for sure. Get back up to those 60s and break out.
Yeah, it's getting a little late though, man. I might close it down.
No stress.
So just keep recording it, brother. We'll do that trade recap so you all can see what happened with Mitch, how this trade ended up finishing. And yeah, guys, hit that subscribe button. You know, Mitch and I day trade live every weekday morning. We let it go pretty late today, but Mitch was in a killer trade, so you know, there's definitely a reason for it. If you guys want to check out the scanners that Mitch and I are using, just to take this down real quick, you can see these scanners are Trade Idea scanners. Really cool company. They allow you to do a lot of different stuff, super dynamic scanners, and make my mornings much, much easier. So go check out Trade Ideas. Like I said, really cool, legitimate company. Allows you to do a lot of different stuff with their scanners. There's the link if you want to go check them out. Like we said earlier, TradeNet is having a sale on their base package where you can get the intro package for $350, 30% off, extremely cheap. You get 14K in buying power with that package. There's a $700 max loss, so really your max loss is 2 times the size of what you're actually paying for it, and there's a lot of other benefits. There's no PDT rule, so you can day trade as much as you want. You can short anything that's tradable, and I don't think there's anywhere else in the trading world that allows new traders specifically to have that much buying power for that small amount of money. And I think, like I said, I think most new traders lose their first account anyway, and so it's a much cheaper option to go the TradeNet route when you first get started instead of depositing thousands into a regular broker, because again, I think most new traders are going to lose that as well. Anyways, good luck for the rest of the day, guys. We'll see you all a little bit later, and nice job, Mitch, today. But yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll see you all tomorrow, and be on the lookout for our class tonight, our recap videos as well. And yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll see you all a little bit later.
Yep. Take care, traders. Always work on your craft. Perfects that process.